Hey, good morning. It's Amelia here. Now, I wanted to jump in and share a bit of advice with you about something that I've been seeing a lot of lately. Now, when you're thinking about building or renovating your home, more often than what I see a lot of homeowners do is they'll start by getting a builder around. And it makes sense, you'll go to the person that, you think is going to potentially be the person delivering your project. And so you'll start asking them for advice about costs and what's possible and what their experience is, and start to get an understanding of that. And what happens in that conversation is often then the builder will give advice about town planning, about design, about budget, about those types of things. And unfortunately, what I've seen a lot of people do then is they just move forward acting on that advice without checking it with the various other professionals that they may need to bring on board or that may need to be involved in their project. And then what even goes even more wrong is that they'll then start that process with the builder. Perhaps the builder's got their own design team, or they outsource to a preferred designer or something like that. They'll move through the process, and then it'll come to the point of construction to get their final approvals, and they'll find that the advice that they've been acting on is not accurate, or something's changed, or they're not able to do it as simply as they thought they were going to. Now, for me, this is not criticising builders at all. There are some great builders who do this and do this really well. But the challenging thing is that oftentimes, unless the builder has built in your area a lot and dealt with your local council a lot, then they can't necessarily always be across changes in laws, changes in rules, like a town planner, for example, might be. I've seen scenarios where a town planner has had a direct conversation with council. They've found out specific information. A builder has then given direct advice to the homeowner, which has been contrary to this, and the town planner has been the one that's been right. But it's not been until they've started, been really about ready to turn dirt, that it's all come to light, and then all of a sudden the homeowner has got to experience massive delays whilst they actually get approval for something they didn't think they needed to. There's been issues with builders saying that it would be very straightforward for them to get approvals to build over stormwater easements, all those types of things, but they haven't understood the specific nuances of the council of that property, and that it might have different rules and regulations. I've had a homeowner contact me before because they worked with a builder who told them that they could build a single story on this property, and they were literally they paid a whole heap of contract deposits and all of those types of things. They were about to start construction on site, and they were just getting the final construction certificates. And they found out that town planning laws had changed recently. It had been recent enough that the builder should have known, and that they were no longer allowed to build a single-story house. They had to build a double-story house. There was a tree in their backyard that had a non-build zone around it. Couldn't be demolished. All sorts of things. And so they actually had invested tens of thousands of dollars getting to that point, and they literally had to scrap plans and start again. So if you're meeting with a builder about building or renovating your home, and they give you planning advice and they give you design advice, just do yourself a favor and double check it. Okay, just double check it with your local council, with a town planning professional, with a design professional. Treat these early parts of your project as an information gathering process, because the more informed you are, the better a client you'll be. And the better able you'll be to guide your process, and know that the information that you're getting is trustworthy, and that it is information that you can act on. Because the worst thing that can happen is you can just blindly follow people's advice, not double check it, and get to the point of actually starting construction. And usually you've invested months of time, significant amounts of money and effort, and you get to the point of turning dirt on site. Oftentimes then you've moved out, you've rented somewhere else, all those types of things, and then hit a problem with your approvals, because backtracking from that can be very time consuming and expensive. All right. Hope you have a great week. And if you've got any questions about this post, just pop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to jump in and respond. All right. See ya. Bye.